Countries such as Congo, Nigeria, the Philippines, Egypt, Malaysia, and Botswana have expressed interest in acquiring India's indigenous light combat aircraft Tejas. This interest comes as India aims to boost its defense exports, with the Tejas being a central focus of its strategy. The Indian government has been actively promoting the Tejas to foreign air forces, supported by diplomatic efforts and demonstrations of the aircraft's capabilities. Despite this growing interest, there are significant challenges regarding the Tejas's export potential. The Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, responsible for manufacturing Tejas, faces questions about its capacity to fulfill potential export orders. The Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has been criticized for its limited manufacturing capabilities compared to the demand for such aircraft, and there are concerns about whether it can meet delivery schedules, especially given delays in engine supplies from GE Aerospace. Hello and welcome to News Affairs. Before we proceed further, we request our viewers to please subscribe this channel if you have not yet subscribed. If you find the video informative, please like and share the video. In recent developments, while some countries have shown interest, others like Malaysia have opted for different aircraft such as the South Korean F-50 Golden Eagle, indicating a competitive market landscape. The Tejas program has been ongoing since the 1980s and has seen various iterations and upgrades, but it still lacks combat experience, which could be a deterrent for potential buyers. Tejas is a lightweight multi-role combat aircraft developed by India, designed to compete with other modern fighter jets. The maximum speed of Tejas Mark 1A is 1975 km per hour or Mach 1.8 with a combat range of 500 km. The service ceiling of the aircraft is 16,500 meters and thrust to weight ratio is minus 0.9. Negative thrust is when a propeller produces a negative lift by adjusting its rotational speed or blade pitch. The climb rate of the aircraft is 40,000 feet per minute. Thrust to weight ratio is a dimensionless ratio that compares the thrust of a vehicle's engine to its weight. It's a measure of a vehicle's performance and is used to determine how well it can accelerate, climb and maintain performance. Thrust to weight ratio is calculated by dividing the thrust by the weight of the vehicle. For example, a thrust to weight ratio of 5 means that the vehicle produces 5 pounds of thrust for every 1 pound it weighs. A higher thrust to weight ratio makes it easier for an aircraft to take off and allows it to take off from shorter runways. A craft needs a thrust to weight ratio greater than 1 to get into a stable orbit or land safely without using parachutes or gliding. On the other hand, the maximum speed of F-16 Fighting Falcon is 2,120 km per hour or Mach 1.9 with a combat range of 546 km. The service ceiling of the aircraft is 15,240 meters and thrust to weight ratio is minus 1.1. The climb rate of F-16 Fighting Falcon is 50,000 feet per minute. In comparison, the J-10C has a maximum speed of 2,305 km per hour or Mach 2.1 with a combat range of 550 km. The service ceiling of the aircraft is 16,000 meters and thrust to weight ratio is minus 0.9. Finally, FA-50 Golden Eagle has maximum speed of 1500 km per hour or Mach 1.5 with a combat range of 444 km. The service ceiling of the aircraft is 15,000 meters and thrust to weight ratio is minus 0.8, while the climb rate is 39,000 feet per minute. Tejas Mark 1A features modern technology such as an ISA radar and advanced electronic warfare capabilities, but it still faces challenges in terms of maximum speed, combat range and overall operational flexibility compared to more established platforms like the F-16 and J-10C. The FA-50 also presents strong competition due to its production history and operational record. The Tejas is positioned as a cost-effective option for countries looking for a light combat aircraft, but it may need further enhancements in capabilities and production output to compete effectively on the global stage. India faces several significant challenges in meeting export orders for the Tejas, which hinder its ambition to establish itself as a competitive player in the global defense market. The first key challenge is the manufacturing capacity. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has struggled with manufacturing capacity, historically producing only a handful of Tejas annually. Although HAL has plans to ramp up production to 24 aircraft per year, this is still insufficient to meet both domestic and potential export demands simultaneously. Another challenge is the supply chain issues. The Tejas' reliance on imported components, particularly engines from GE Aerospace, has led to significant delays. The supply chain disruptions have resulted in delayed engine deliveries, which are critical for the aircraft's performance and production schedules. This dependence undermines India's self-reliance ambitions and complicates export logistics. Furthermore, lack of combat experience is also a big hindrance. The Tejas is not combat proven, which poses a challenge in convincing foreign air forces to adopt it over established competitors that have demonstrated their capabilities in real-world scenarios. This lack of operational history can deter potential buyers who prioritize proven performance. Competitive market landscape also comes in the way of Tejas. The global market for fighter jets is highly competitive, with established players like the F-16 and newer entrants like the South Korean FA-50 winning contracts over Tejas. For instance, Malaysia. To push Tejas for exports, India needs an aggressive marketing strategy besides diplomatic and strategic efforts. India must forge stronger defense relationships to attract buyers. This includes demonstrating the aircraft's capabilities through joint exercises and showcasing its technological advancements. To successfully secure export orders for the Tejas, India must address these challenges by enhancing manufacturing capabilities, ensuring timely delivery of components, establishing a reputation for combat readiness, and effectively competing against established global players. Without overcoming these hurdles, India's aspirations to become a significant arms exporter may remain unfulfilled. We hope you have liked this informative video. Please do not forget to share your thoughts in the comments box. Jai Hind!